Hello, my boys, my girls. Just remember to watch that video and, do all this stuff with that kind of stuff as well. Remember to watch that Radeon video because, if that video gets 300 views by this week, I'm giving you a timetable now. I'll pin a comment as well. But it can also get in my YouTube short. That's the only YouTube short you will ever see in my entire life. If that video can get to 300 views this week, I will make any YouTube video that you would like. Any. Period. Sense. That's it. But let's start it. What if I made a villain? I'm sorry. The villains that I've seen in the past couple of years have been boring or remakes. So I'm going to make my own. I love villains for a long period of time, and this is why I'm doing this. You see a man. He looks tired, but not tired in a way like he hasn't slept in a few days. Tired in a way like the world itself has gone. He's lived in the world for so long that he's almost seen everything. And he's still here. This is Michael. Michael was born in 100 BC as a vampire. You see him sitting in a chair. You see his hair still black as can be, as you see his eyes, cold eyes. As you see a mask under his fist, as you realize it's not a normal mask. It almost looks like an oxygen mask. But it's, as you look closer, as the camera gets closer, you see it's a bird mask. As you see, it's actually a plague mask. Put all the way around his eyes with goggles all over it. And a zipper where his mouth should be. As you hear an alarm go off. Beep, 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 as he opens his eyes, like, oh shit. As he grabs the needle and shoves it into his neck, as you see him just put this greenish, brownish liquid into his body. As he puts it away, as you see on his chest, there's a little clock, almost like those like clocks for making food. And he goes, all you hear is tick, 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 tick. 30 minutes ticks by. As he stands up, getting ready for his day. This is the backstory of him. He was born in 1000 BC to two wealthy parents that wanted to make an immortal child. So they mixed DNA from multiple different creatures. Vampire, werewolf, and the final creature, mermaid, that fucked up everything. He's immortal. He will live forever, but he has an eternal thirst for blood and flesh. He controls that by shoving up the green liquid. The green liquid is a substance he makes himself. It's supposed to adapt to him. As the liquid gets older and older, it gets less and less affected. So he has to make new and new copies every single couple of years. Right now, it's at his 30-minute marker. As you see him walk through his lab, as you see robots, making stuff, building things together, as he says, Master, do you need me? He says, no. Just remember to put R2 onto the making of potions. As he keeps on walking, you see the mask itself. It's not even a mask. It's more like a glued on face. As you see, there's not even like, the mask itself has been on for so long. It's almost worn into his face. As he says, I'll be out for about, hopefully only an hour, as he grabs a pouch full of the chemicals itself and puts it into his left satchel. As he says, Master, you know how? Yes, I know, but I've already taken one. I'm on 29 minutes. Are you? Yes. Her? Yes. We'll be there for most of the meetings. You know this, right? If you don't want to, I can go in your stead. We can. No. They'll notice. 28 minutes. As he walks away and you see him hop into almost looks like a jet, but it's so massively big. It's kind of ridiculous. As he says, as another robot turns around and says, "Normal destination, sir?" Yes. How long? Fast or comfortable? Fast. 2 minutes, sir. Go. As you see open the gates as he goes, as you hear it go, boom, as it goes fast, as you see it starting to go above the Earth's atmosphere itself, hitting about Mach 10. As you hear, sir, as you see like the G-force hitting him back, but it's not affecting him as much as you would think a normal person. But then you realize he's not a normal person. As his hands rest on his knees. This is the fastest? Right now, yes, we're hitting Mach 10. As you see start cruising, as he starts to drop out altitude just a little bit, as it's starting to fall back down to the ground. As you see his body, as the seatbelt clamps onto it and says, "Remember to take a quick landing. Expert level." "Thank you, sir." As he quickly glides up, as you see, he quickly hits the pavement itself, lands as you hear the skirting of wheels as he unbuckles his seatbelt, stands up. 26. As he gets off, opens the jet plane, as he walks off, as he sees another man. Late 30s, graying hair, a little bit too graying in a sense for his age. As he gets down, he says, "Max, how you doing?" As he claps him by the hand, as Max grabs his hand too. "How you doing, Kevin? How you doing?" As he says, "Good, good." He's like, "How's the secret society bases that you've made?" He says, "Fine, none of them blown up yet, but they're getting closely found out some days." He says, "Yes. How about the kid? How about the kid?" As Max looks at him and says, smiles. "You know I don't have any." He says, "I'm joking with you. I was waiting for you to ask about mine." He says, "No sleep? Barely any. Not even enough to do crime some days. How about Electro?" "Electro is fine. She's just getting back into the order of things, but things can be fun." As he walks up to this station, as it has a bunch of name tags, as one says Vlad. He grabs it, puts it on his chest. As you see another name tag of Firefly. He says, "I can't believe you choose that name, Vlad. Holy shit, what a lame." He says, "Firefly, what the fuck you think you're talking about?" As he hits him on the chest. As you see a bunch of villains, you see some villains with like weapons. You see others with mutations. You see a man with one of his half his face basically ripped off. You see the eye missing out of it, but he seems like at the top of the line. As you see all of them start sitting on a table, as you see Vlad walk up to the front, pull the chair back just an inch, and sits inside. As everyone's sitting there, as you see a woman, as she's beautiful in nature, almost whitish, beautiful long hair, to the point where you even think it's so white that it might just might be snow itself. As she sits down, she says, "We called you all here for a very particular reason." As Vlad looks in his eyes, as he starts grabbing stuff from his pockets that he stole from everyone else, he starts slowly making something with his hands, as he's not even hearing the conversation that's going on right now. He's blocking it out. He's trying to keep his eye on the counter. 15 minutes. He keeps on making the device until he hears, Vlad, have you listened to anything I've said? He looks up and said, Of course I have. Adriana, I've listened to everything you just said at this current moment of time. Then repeat what I just said. He looks at in front of him. Says, I've listened to nothing you just said. As Adriana slams her hand on the table, almost shaking it as some of the villains back up and the others kind of lean in more. Says, Vlad, this is very important. We're trying to do a full operation against, and it's not going to work at all. As he clicks, as you hear him like tightening up bolts, but also you hear him like making something click. What do you mean? I said it's not going to work. Tick, tick, tick of his freaking heart. You hear it. You're just saying that because you have no faith in you say. I have an instant faith. As you toss up to the toy in his hand, it almost looks like something he made on a whim. It's two circular orbs circling each other as he starts spinning it around his fingers. Almost like a penny, but a little bit bigger. He looks at her and says, it's not going to work because how you're doing it is full out. If you haven't noticed yet, we have more villains, but not all of them are. We have a lot more new recruits. As some of the new recruits look at him, and we're facing a lot of old heroes. A lot of heroes that have been in the field for a long period of time and know what they're fucking doing. And if you also notice, we have a 1 to 2 difference. For every one villain here, there's 10 heroes out there. So guess what? We gotta take it in a different way. But guess what? Tick. 5 minutes. I do not care what you do. As Adriana stares at him, cracking the table. What do you mean you don't? I do not care. Woman. Not even saying it by her name. Because it's stupid. Looks around. Without villains, there's no heroes. Without no heroes, there's no truly a villain here. How many of you have heroes that you look around and see as if you didn't have them, the world would be boring? A couple of them raises their hands, but a couple of them keep their hands down, mostly of fear. 2 minutes. Adriana, I want you to know this. I don't give a flying fuck about this idea. The only reason I even came here is because you invited me, and I think it would be incredibly rude and uncalled for me to say no to you. But as he clicks it, as he throws it on the table, as he makes a massive boom noise as it flashes, as it makes smoke come out of here, as he says, if I could have made that in about a time period that a minute and a half, and you couldn't notice it, you don't have enough manpower to beat the heroes yet. As he opens the door and leaves it, as ding, 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 it makes a silent noise. Not loud enough for anyone else to hear, but loud enough for him to hear. As he opens it, grabs one of the vials and shoves it into his neck again. Click. That's 30 seconds. He adds back onto the timer as he puts into another pouch. As Adriana walks out, smoke still filling up. He says, as she speaks in more of a one, Vlad. As she keeps on walking, as she finally screams, Max. As he looks back, you're not allowed to call me that. You know why, and we all know what happened. That happened 200 years ago. For someone like me, 200 years is nothing. Maybe for you, a young one, 200 years is a massive sense. It was an accident. Nothing was an accident. Nothing was it. that you could have done to fix it, right? So it couldn't be an accident. Adriana. Now remember, I could have crushed everyone here in a single movement of my hand. I can make shit that no one else can even see, and I'm more powerful than anyone in that room. The only reason you invited me to this fest was not to kindle this old relationship that you broke. It was to make known that the villains have Vlad on their side. Vlad, who's so strong that most of the heroes won't even fight him. The only hero that even takes a closer step into his domain is the strongest person in here and equalizes her and has destroyed a lot of things and has stolen more. The only reason you want me here is because you want support. And I don't know about you, but I'm not giving any. As he see his hand back away, as she finally says, "Are you still using the fake substance that you use? Not drinking real blood, you cow!" As he grabs him by the freaking face and shoves her into a wall. You see the crack as a little bit of blood comes down her head. She says, "You might say fake this blood that I make." But as he ungrabs the hand, as a blood trail fixes itself as he wipes the blood, just like you always were. As he smiles. "We haven't changed in 200 years. Don't expect anything." As he opens the door, as the jet is right there, already started, he hops in as Adriana finally runs out. He says, "Vlad, I need you. We all know that." As he stands up. "But I don't need you anymore." As he hops into it as the gate shuts. As he buckles his seatbelt again, sitting in his seat. As you hear the plane start rising up slowly, as you see the wheels inside start going off, as he flies away, as you see the engines blasting off, as you hear Firefly, Kevin, walk out. "Well, that was a shit show. Firefly, I don't need your fucking comments." "Need them? No. Deserve them? Yes." "Shut the fuck up. You did it. I didn't. You know our history. I shouldn't even invited him." You know when the incident happened? You know what he did right after that? No. He cut all contact with me, you remember? Of course he did, you freaking idiot. He came to my place with a gun in his hand. And he said, "Should I end it all here?" His Adriana takes a step back, almost in a sense. I said no. I grabbed the gun from him and I burned it all. He's became better. But he's still irritated. As he grabs a jetpack, his hand blasts on fire. "I'll see you." As he blasts away, as you see Max, Vlad, whatever you could call him, as he opens the door to a bedroom. A bedroom that you walk inside and you realize it's not even a bedroom. It's a nursery. As I see a tiny little girl sleeping. As he walks over to her and picks the girl up. as it's a 5-6-year-old child. But he picks him up with so much ease, it's like she weighed nothing. As Vlad kisses her on the cheek, as she wakes up, as she says, she smiles and says, "Dad, you back from your meeting already?" He says, "It's only 7:30. I thought you would be awake till 9. As Vlad looks at her and says, "I left early." As she says, "Was she there?" Yes, she was. "Are you okay?" "Yes. Yes, I am fine." As she sits her down, as they almost walk in sync. As you see, this woman is not pale. Her face is not even close to what Vlad even looks like. And not even the woman that you saw before. The white hair. Not even close to the white-haired woman. As you see a picture of the white-haired woman, another man, tan-colored, black, kind of this blackish grayish hair. Vlad. Firefly. And the white-haired woman, as she almost seemed so much of a resemblance to that man. As this is where we're going to end off the what if. I hope you guys like it. Remember, 300 views. I need that 300 views. Do it. Do it for me. But I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.